This is Socially Speaking.
I'm Perry Wray. This is Socially Speaking, Flash Edition. I want to give a quick observation of the feature segment tonight on CBS's news expose, 60 Minutes. Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI. Christopher Wray is leaving his post early and elects to speak to the American public. I want to say this. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know the content. But I do know this, that if indeed Christopher Wray is as American or patriotic, careful to use that term, as I believe he truly is, I believe he's a committed civil servant. I don't believe that he's all above honor and honorable, but he's served honorably. And with that said, why is he speaking out? And why is he speaking out now? I believe that tonight's, and I've got to watch it, tonight's 60 Minutes, he will outline why, one, he's leaving the office, two, why the next incoming FBI director to replace him is so very important, and three, the hell he's been put through. Donald Trump is the reason he's leaving. Now, I've watched for the last 10 years, since 2015, I've watched a spinster, a grifter, a charlatan, a thief, and a liar. I've watched him ascend to the highest office in the world. Definitely the highest office in this land. I watched Donald Trump lie his way to the top. They talk, the old adage about women sleeping their way to the top. Well, Trump creeped his way to the top. And what gets me is operating like a mafioso boss. He has basically bent every elected leader, every appointed leader in the United States government, he's bent them over backwards. Or at least made them touch their toes while he screwed them with no Vaseline. I am just amazed that there are some, and I'm talking about the white folk in particular, who have spoke out. Now, white folks are the only ones who can, realistically, because Trump does not allow himself to be surrounded by black people. That is one of the reasons why the anti-DEI campaigns are in effect now. You see, diversity, equity, inclusion is not in the Republican agenda, and it's definitely on the chopping block for conservatives here in America. So, Director Wray, and keep in mind, he's only served 7 years out of the 10-year term that an FBI director is allowed to serve. And he's leaving now because he knows that he will be fired by Donald Trump. So it's no need to even go through that formality. But more importantly, that he would never get a fair hearing. And if he were to be under the auspices of a Donald Trump, he would be asked to do what Donald Trump does so well, break the law. And for some of us who want to live honorably, who want to serve our fellow American, you have to say to these devils that come in your midst, I don't feel like breaking the law today. And that's where Christopher Wray is. Christopher Wray is an educated man. He went to Yale, graduated from Yale, went to Yale Law School. And he served only 10 years in law enforcement before becoming the director of the FBI. 10 years. That ascent is phenomenal. But I'm not going to say it was unjust, unfair, unwarranted, or he didn't deserve it. I'm not going to say that. But I will say this, is they did try to stay on the right side of the law as opposed to some people. And here's where you come in. I want you to watch this 60 Minutes interview with Christopher Wray. And I have to say, I do have some sympathy for this white male. Because he had been trolled by someone who wanted to control him for the last 7 years. It had to be hell for that man. It had to be. Okay? Now, no tears from me. Because the FBI hasn't always been honorable. And that's not discounting the past 100 years. I'm saying that the FBI should be an agency above reproach and one untouchable by a sitting president. But Donald Trump and the dominant white male culture of America says that they shall control all arms of government, from the first to the fourth. The judicial branch, the executive branch, of course, and the legislative branch, and then the fourth arm, media. Yes, they want to control the press, and Donald Trump wants all law enforcement out of his way. He doesn't want to be prosecuted again, because as you and I know, he's always guilty and will always be convicted. I hope that tonight, Christopher Wray tells the tale, tells the story of how his life has been made a living hell, and he's been asked to break the law. Or if not asked, he was expected to break the law, just like James Comey was expected to break the law. That's why Trump despised him so bad. And it's all been on display. Okay? The elephant in the room is Donald Trump's illegalities. We've seen everything from his violations of the Emoluments Clause of the Constitution to out and out grift of our government, of our laws, institutions, policies, practices, procedures, protocols. He's broken it all. And he's a Teflon Don. Well, I believe that the Teflon needs to be scratched, scraped, ripped up, and bent up and tossed in the trash. Yes, he probably won this election. And I'll say he did. And it's going to be an interesting 4 years. But for tonight, check out the 60 Minutes segment from Christopher Wray. And my hopes is that, socially speaking, he tells an honest, concise, and revealing truth.
Red Media. Red Media.